time I have a partner with me, the man with the most unusual name. Please welcome Rusbe. Ta-da! Hi, Rusbe.
Hello. So the pressure is on because you've done fabulous job 2017. 2018 मेरे को opportunity मिला है to be with you and to co-host. So I'm super excited and
I'm super excited.
I am looking forward to actually interview a lot of them and see कि क्या interesting बातें उनसे निकलती है आज.
बहुत मजा आने वाला है, बहुत interesting बातें होने वाली है. That's one thing that I can promise.
Awesome, great. So it's going to be a fun evening today.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go out and we're going to speak to a lot of them.
Yeah.
उनको यहाँ पे पकड़ के खींच के लेकर आने वाले और उनसे हम बातें करने वाले बहुत सारी ढेर सारी.
So let's get started.
और कुछ अलग-अलग अतरंगी questions भी पूछने वाले हैं.
बहुत अतरंगी.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see what you've got.
No pressure, please. Yeah. I was depending on you. You're the research guy, the research girl.
Yeah.
I'm the
मैं
wing
बहुत
it.
research
I'm the
करके
wing it man.
Absolutely.
Great. So yeah, we're going to be starting really soon. तो बस देखते रहिए और stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
Awesome.
With us from Indian New Zealand Business Council. How are you, sir?
Wonderful, great to be here this evening. Good to see so many people around here.
Absolutely. And what are you looking forward to the most?
Looking forward to getting some people recognized for doing the work they do for the community, and also the young people who are upcoming and making their mark in the community and in the country.
Absolutely. And what do you think? Is this your first time or?
No, I have attended a few other functions before, but I have missed a few while I've been traveling, but great to be here today.
Absolutely.
Great. So Samir, I would like to ask you some questions.
Sure.
So because you've been attending these events quite often, so what is success for you? Like if you have to define success in 3 words or 1 word or 2 words, what would that be?
Success, I guess it is very different for different people. Some people, when they get recognized, they feel they achieve success. And many people in our community, they always go unnoticed. They do great work, but they stay under the radar as well. So it really comes down to what you mean by success. So it's very different for everybody.
So if I have to ask you, what is success for you?
Trick question.
I'm not sure.
We all are trying to figure that out. But I hope you enjoy the evening. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you more often. Yeah.
Sure. All the best to you guys as well.
Thank you so much.
See you later.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Awesome.
Bye.
Great. Thank you. Good evening, guys. We've got a very, very, very important person in the house with us, and we've managed to grab him. And the reason why he's important is because he's our best friend now, because he is the one who gets Bollywood celebrities into the country. Yeah, is that right?
That's true. That's what he told us. We've got you there.
So yeah, we've got Shane over here. And Shane, how is it to be over here? How is the whole vibe? What do you?
Well, right from the beginning, when Weekenders started this program a few years back, I think about 5 or 6.
Right.
When Mr. Bakshi was the first recipient, if I'm not forgetting. Since then, I never missed it.
Yeah.
And tonight, I'm sure it's going to be a bigger crowd, better, and I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shane. It was awesome.
Have a great
I couldn't get your name.
Rusbe.
Rusby. Wow, that's a very unique name.
Yeah, Rusbe means good day. So now you've spoken to me, now you're going to have a good day.
I'm sure about it.
Awesome, thank you.
Fine, great. How are you doing?
I'm good. We are good because we have your lovely food almost every day. We love food in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, food in दिल के करीब. वैसे जो स्वीट कॉर्न चिकन सूप पिया है कभी फूड इन का?
नहीं, मैं सिर्फ ड्रैगन चिकन खाती हूँ. वही मेरा फेवरेट.
तू टेक अवे में जाती है ना, डाइन इन में बैठना चाहिए तूने. सॉरी, हम लोग यहाँ पे बहुत पब्लिसिटी कर रहे हैं फूड इन की, बट so is this your first time?
Yes, I'm the first time I'm here. First time यहाँ पे आया हूँ मैं.
First time, great. तो कैसा लग रहा है वो? क्या आपको क्या ऐसे फील क्या आ रहा है यहाँ पे देख के?
वाइब क्या है?
हाँ, vibe.
It's very energetic. I can see a lot of Indian people out there who are really good, successful in their own fields, and it's really having a very positive vibe. And obviously a very good networking opportunity also.
Absolutely. So मैं ये काफी लोगों को ये सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ और आज आपको भी पूछता हूँ. What is success for you? 3 words में अगर आपको बोलना रहेगा, success in 3 words.
डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है ये.
क्यों यार, कम ऑन. लाइक काफी लोगों के लिए फेम होता है, रिस्पेक्ट होता है, पैसा होता है. आपके लिए क्या है सक्सेस?
For me, success is a vehicle to achieve happiness in life.
Great. Perfect answer.
You know what? That's why you ask these questions. क्योंकि ना अपना mindset बहुत vast हो जाता है.
बट हम यहाँ पे मस्ती करने आए हैं, तो मेरा क्वेश्चन और मस्ती वाला है. What do you think is your favorite place in this whole wide world where you can go again and again?
Queenstown.
I absolutely agree.
You know what? All the people who are from Mumbai, guys, this guy from Mumbai doesn't want to go to Mumbai again. No, but yeah, Queenstown is beautiful.
Queenstown is lovely.
And wow, yeah, pretty good question. Okay, so thank you so much, Shoaib.
That's great meeting
hope you have a
and
good
I'm
evening.
sure I'm going to enjoy the evening today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Hope you
a
have
lot,
a good
guys.
evening.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. Good evening. We are at Indian Weekend Hall of Fame, and I am really fortunate, very lucky to have such pretty women around me.
Including yourself.
Yeah. I can't forget her. She's my co-host. I need to
I'll
do the
kill
show.
you, otherwise.
So anyway, let's have a quick, short, crisp introduction for all of you. Turn by turn.
Okay, my name's Karakula and I'm head of media marketing for a film production company called Dream Productions. And we make movies here in New Zealand. And we just did our first Bollywood one called Parishan Prinda.
Wow, great.
There you go. This is Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky Naria Goyle and I'm here for my dad for Naria Building Supplies.
Right, awesome.
Hi, I'm Marina and I'm just hanging out with these guys.
Awesome.
Girl power tonight.
Absolutely, I can see girl power happening over here. Yeah, you can see that. Great. So now, quickly, just fun questions. We've got Akanksha over here with very cool questions. Okay. So Akanksha, yeah, shoot.
Yeah, okay. So, which is your most favorite place in the whole wide world?
Dubai.
Auckland and Delhi. I lived in Delhi 15 years, born and brought up here, but lived there for 15 years.
Can I tell you?
forget the roots.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
Love the Ronick there. And India and Italy.
Okay. So which part of India?
Garhwal. Up in the north.
Pahadi.
Yeah, Garhwal and Rajasthan.
Rajasthan. Good. Yeah, I come from Mumbai, actually Nasik, place of grapes. So next time you should visit there. Have you guys been to Maharashtra anytime?
I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
I've been everywhere.
Wow.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Born and brought up here. When I grew up here, there were no Indians, and it's such a buzz to see an amazing community set up today.
We're the tribe.
It is really, really incredible. It's really incredible.
So on that note, what do you think of today's vibe? What are you expecting tonight?
We're having
Well, look,
fun
last
night.
year's event was amazing, and I'm expecting to be as good, if not better.
Yeah. I'm high expectation because look at the people here.
Yeah, high expectation. Look at the start, yeah?
What table are you sitting on?
Well, thank you so much, ladies. It was awesome talking to you. And I hope to catch up with you later
Yeah,
again.
later.
Yeah? I'll do an audition, yeah?
All right. Have a fun night, ladies.
Thanks.
another member of parliament with us. How are you?
Oh, look, doing really well, yeah. So Simon O'Connor's my name. Fortunate to be the MP for Tamaki, but I'm also the chair of the Parliament's Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade Committee. So it's marvellous to actually be here tonight and celebrate with the community.
Absolutely. Welcome, Bala.
Yes, my name is Bala Biram. I am a candidate for the National Party from Kelston. Yeah, it's really amazing crowd and it's like a vibrant, yeah. Always Indian weekend, they do a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you been to these events before, or is it your
First time?
Sadly, this is my first time.
Don't worry, I'm also. It's my
Oh, that's
first time
cool.
as
Thank
well.
God. Okay, we can stick together. No, I've always wanted to come, but often it's been on a parliamentary night. So probably more important that colleagues like Kanwaljit come along than me. But I'm delighted to be here.
My one is third one.
Third one. You're a pro here.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. That's just brilliant. But what an event! The life and energy and colour here is fantastic.
It is. It is brilliant.
So we have a few fun questions for you guys. So yeah, do you want to start with a fun one first?
Yes,
And then I'll start
absolutely.
with a serious one.
No, I'm in trouble.
Okay. What was your first job ever?
Pumping petrol at a gas station.
And how long was that for?
Oh, I did that for quite a number of years actually. Only part time because I was at school student then at
Student
uni.
life, uni.
Yeah, but I can still pump a good tank of gas.
How about yourself?
What is the question?
What was your first job ever?
First job ever, I was like a Sky City dealer, yeah.
Oh, so
That's
just
amazing job, yes,
Come
yeah.
home.
Yes. Yeah, I was a dealer, yeah.
Any tips for later?
Yeah.
Don't play.
Yeah.
You
Don't play.
won't win, yeah.
My plans are gone for a toss now.
Yes, enjoy the time, yeah. It's a good time. You can come there, play just go home, yeah.
Great. Okay, now I'm going to go for a serious question.
Oh.
And the serious question is, people talk about success, being successful. What is success for you in 3 words? Like you have an option to choose 3 words, but yeah.
A supportive family.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Hard work, family support.
Awesome. So it's all about family bonds and hard work. Awesome. Thank you so much, Simon. It was awesome
Hey,
talking to
real
you.
pleasure,
Thank
guys.
you, Bala.
Thank you, Indian Weekender. Yeah.
Good to meet you guys. Good luck with the rest of the night.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your first time here.
Oh yeah, thank you. You too. It's absolutely lit here at Indian Weekender Hall of Fame, and we've got Simeon over here, who's a member of parliament
That's right.
for National Party.
Yes, I'm the Member of Parliament for Pakuranga and it's great to be here.
Awesome.
Fantastic event. The who's who's of the Indian community are here, so it's great to be here to celebrate.
So is this your first year over here, Simon?
My first time here at the Indian Weekend Hall of Fame event, that's correct.
Right, awesome. So we are first timers.
That's right.
I was speaking to Simon a while back, and even he was the first timer.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah. So
I'm
now,
a pro here.
yeah,
You're
she's
the
the pro.
pro.
Yeah. So we've got some questions for you.
Very good.
Are you ready for it?
Go.
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Go for
Okay.
it.
So what was your first job ever?
My first job ever was delivering pamphlets
Oh, really? Whereabouts?
and letterboxes
Oh,
as a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And how long?
It meant that I could go and get some stuff from the dairy and have some fun.
Oh, great.
And what was your first job after being an adult?
I became a banker. I worked as a commercial banker with the BNZ.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
worked with the
good.
Bank of New Zealand. I did commercial banking, working with a number of medium-sized businesses. Some of my clients are actually here tonight, so it's good to catch up with them.
Wow, that's fabulous. Yeah, and that shows that it's a small world.
That's
because
right.
You do something and it always pays back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so it was good to be able to support business and support businesses in New Zealand which are doing great things.
Awesome. Okay, now something on a heavy note.
Yes.
No, we're not going to talk about any other government policies. But what
I'm more than happy to talk about government.
I know that. But no, what I'm going to talk about is success.
Yes.
People talk about success a lot.
Yeah.
What is success for you in 3 words?
Achieving your potential. That's what I think success is. So everyone's got potential. People achieving it is what is success in my mind.
I must say you got it exactly 3 words.
I did.
Instantly.
That's probably the only politician who'll get it in 3 words tonight. You mark that.
It was awesome talking to you.
Thank
you
you.
so much. And I think it was quite insightful because achieving your potential is something that we always lack. We always spend our time cribbing rather than
Or looking at others.
yeah,
That's
or
right.
looking at others.
That's right.
So
You've got to think about what's your potential in achieving it.
awesome.
Very nice to meet
Great
you.
talk.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
You too.
Thank you. It was
Good.
fun.
Thank
Fun
you so
talking to
much.
Thank you. Good evening, and we've got the High Commissioner here. Now, sir, what's your thoughts? Is this your first event? No, I don't think so.
No, this is my third event.
Great.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger, and everyone looks forward to attending it. So I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. And so the vibe, what do you think about the vibe today? Like,
As I said, it's a much awaited event, and I think probably the most prestigious community event. So everything is perfect.
awesome, great. So we've got Akanksha here with a few questions for you.
Yeah, just some fun questions.
Yeah, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Very tricky questions he's got, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we're going to be playing Kaun Banega Crorepati here.
But there's no crore.
Okay, so what is your favorite place in this whole wide world? Where you can go back to again and again?
I think always India.
Yeah, whereabouts in India? Any particular place?
I come from Chandigarh. That's my hometown. That's where I grew up. So your roots are always very dear to you.
Absolutely, home is where heart is. And do you remember which was your first job ever?
First job.
Yeah, first job ever.
I do. I think you always remember, things which are first. Your first love, your first job.
So it's really going back.
Yeah, but I'm an electronics engineer, so I started with a company called Semiconductor Complex Limited.
Okay. And did you study in Chandigarh as well?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So do you watch a lot of Bollywood movies?
Yes, I do.
I was getting there.
Yeah. And which is your most favorite Bollywood character?
I think I like all the roles that Amir does.
Amir Khan, yeah. Any one particular favorite character? Three Idiots, Sarfarosh,
I think the last one,
Dangal.
PK. What was the last?
Okay, very
PK,
nice.
yeah, PK was
Okay, so now I've got one very, very interesting question for you because you're a Bollywood fan. Okay, I have a song for you. You have to translate it in English because we are Kiwi-Indians. Okay, so the song is because you're an Amir Khan fan. We'll keep an Amir Khan song. It's जाने नहीं देंगे तुझे जाने तुझे देंगे नहीं. Okay, English में इसको आप translate कर दीजिए.
I'll not let you go.
Yeah.
And I think that's all.
थोड़ा rhythm में please sir.
I'll not let you go. You'll always be mine.
यार easy गाना हो गया यार.
Next time थोड़ा और
Yeah.
questions होंगे.
एक actually एक अभी latest गाना है सर. इसमें तेरा घाटा मेरा कुछ नहीं जाता. आपने सुना है?
नहीं.
उसको ट्रांसलेट कर पाओगे?
No, मैंने सुना ही नहीं, but
इसमें तेरा घाटा मेरा कुछ नहीं जाता.
it's your loss. I don't lose anything.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being such a sport.
Good evening, friends. We've got Michael with us, the Member of Parliament. How are you, sir?
I'm very well and I'm delighted to be here tonight.
Yeah.
I'm a bit embarrassed to say that after 5 years as Immigration Minister, I never made it to this function, so it's nice to be able to be here tonight, first time in opposition.
We're glad to have you, sir.
Well, it's a great event and everybody's dressed up beautifully. You're looking magnificent, I must say.
What about me?
Oh, you're fine too, yeah. Very smart.
Awesome. So, Michael, we've got a few questions lined up.
Sure.
Are you ready for them?
Absolutely,
Oh,
far away.
obviously, you're going to be ready for questions always, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, I'll start with the serious one first.
Right.
The serious one is success. We all have different versions of success. We all have different meanings for it. How would you define success in 3 words?
Oh, effort, effort, effort. Never give up.
Great, wow, that's really insightful, and I think that's the whole idea that we want to do. We want to promote and motivate people out there who are watching this video, and we also want to entertain them. So we've got some entertaining questions.
Fun questions.
Okay.
Okay, so which place do you think you can go to again and again? Your favorite place in the world?
Oh, Central Otago.
Oh,
It's
lovely.
where I spend my summer holidays. It's just the most beautiful part of New Zealand in my view. We have a small cottage there in Cromwell in Central Otago. It's just the place I love.
I've never been to Dunedin, but I'm
Must
surely
Must
going.
come, yeah.
And do you remember your first job ever?
My first job?
Ever.
Yes, I was a milk boy.
Oh,
I used to
wow.
deliver the milk to the houses in the glass bottles when I was around 11 or 12. It was my first job.
Wow.
So, yeah, kept
Great.
me fit.
And do you eat a lot of Indian food?
Yes, I love Indian food. I cook butter chicken on Sunday night for dinner. Sunday is my day to cook. So I love Indian food and all varieties from north to south.
Oh,
Have you ever been to India?
Once only, just for a couple of days in Mumbai for business, where I met the provincial, the head of Maharashtra, the young fellow. He's the governor there, and I did some promotional events with Stephen Fleming, because it was before the 2015 Cricket World Cup. Great fun. I'd love to go back.
Lovely. Well, we hope that you have a good night tonight, and it's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much. It was
much.
nice talking to you.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Alright guys, we've got someone really special in house right now. The winner from last year, 2017's Communities winner. Sir, Mr. Thakur Prabhu, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Great. So how does it feel today?
Oh, it's exciting. It's getting bigger and brighter.
Yeah?
And I'm part of it. I love coming here.
So are you going to win again today?
No. I'm going to be on the sideline backing the new winner.
Oh, that's awesome. It's all about sharing and caring, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So we've got some fun questions for you. Just 2 minutes round. You excited for it? Just 2 minutes question answers with you.
Yeah.
Fun questions. Yeah? Awesome. Go for it.
Cool. So, which is your favorite place ever? Favorite place ever?
Oh, probably would be Auckland.
Auckland, really? You love your home? What about holiday destination? Holiday, for holiday.
I go to Los Angeles. My daughter's there. One daughter in Los Angeles, the other one's in Princeton on the other side. So I go to America usually once a year
Great.
to see my children and grandchildren.
Great. So thinking about your younger days, do you remember your first job ever?
My what? First job?
First job, yeah.
Yes, I worked as in 1945. I worked for Farmer's Nursery, digging the plants and putting them in.
Wow, this is in 1945.
Yeah, that was my first job. I would have been about 13 at the time.
Wow.
Great.
I'm not counting your age. No, but now on a serious note, like something which would be motivating for a lot of viewers out there who are viewing us right now is what is success for you? Because everyone has got different meanings for success. How would you define success in 3 words?
I think you have to be a plodder. Plod along, start somewhere and carry on and look forward all the time. Never look back at your disasters. They're going to be there all the time. But you look always forward.
Moving on and going ahead always.
And be progressive. Education, work-wise, everything else.
Awesome. So every day when you wake up, you just have to make sure that, okay, what am I going to learn today? And before sleeping, you think, okay, what have I learned today? What
I learned is that every day I try and learn another word in the English language. I go to the dictionary and I look at it. Now I could get the thing and press it. But I came here totally a Gujarati boy from the village, and I was 8 years old. So I got to the university here in the end, and I speak like English like anybody else, and I know more. I got the command. I did Latin and French at the university and all that. So
wow.
And so you can achieve. You just got to have. My support came from my father and my family. My mother was totally uneducated. She didn't have any English language.
It's such an inspiring
this is
story.
Seriously so inspiring, and we wish we could do a segment with you where we can motivate all our viewers out there. But I'm going to catch up with you pretty soon, because the message that you've passed on today, that even today, every day you're learning one new word from the English dictionary.
1 or 2 words, a new word. Wow. And I've got the facility now. Without the dictionary, you've got the old thing on the computer. You can find.
Absolutely. We only know how to misuse technology by going Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, but we should actually utilize it. Thank you so much, sir, for inspiring us even today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right guys, we have another very influential man, and this area is all about influential people. We've got Giri from Reliance Group. So Giri, how's it been today?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's been marvelous because the number of people who are here, and it looks like the entire town is here. well represented.
And I believe this is not your first year you're attending. You've been a pro here, right?
Yeah, this is basically we've been a sponsor for these events most of the time, and this year we're planning to assist from outside, not being part of it.
Awesome, that's fabulous. And so today, because we've got you here finally, we've got some interesting questions for you. Are you excited for it?
Oh yes, certainly.
Absolutely. So I'm going to hand it over to this pretty lady over here, Akanksha, who's going to fire some awesome questions to you, and you have to answer them.
I will try my best.
Yeah, this is like local Karan Johar asking you coffee with Karan round.
Coffee with
Yeah, this is like rapid fire. Okay, cool. So which is your favorite place on this planet Earth?
Now I could say
You can go. No, holiday destination.
Holiday could be, I might say, most of the places I want to explore. And there is no one place which I feel is interesting. Every place is interesting.
Okay. And you watch a lot of...
Such a diplomatic answer. Give one place, come on.
No, one place?
One place.
No, I might want to get into Egypt.
Oh, wow. Good. That's a nice bucket list to have. And do you watch a lot of Bollywood movies?
Not really, and half the time I sleep.
Okay.
If I need to take rest, then basically I get into a Hollywood movie.
Okay.
I watch them, and rest of the time it's like my eyes are.
Oh, you're dozing off.
Dozing off.
Any favorite cinematic character of yours?
I think Shah Rukh is good. We have always been following right from the days when he was working for the TV.
Who's been the Shah Rukh, the local Shah Rukh with the local Karan Johar? Oh my God.
No, because you said Shah Rukh, I was like, okay, I'll show him Namuna. Because see, he's a sponsor, yeah? You know, tomorrow if you have some production going on, we need sponsors. 1 minute, sir. We're just having a video. We're having a video, 1 minute. We'll just, yeah. Sorry, we'll have to get back. Okay, so just quickly, we'll take the segment again. My question to you is about success, because all of us have different definitions, different meaning of success. What is success to you in 3 words?
Success is all about luck, hard work, and humility.
Wow.
Great. Yeah, combination.
See, how much you're learning today. See.
I know. Thank you so much, Rizwan. If you didn't ask these questions, where would all that insight come from? I don't know.
No, but it's all the knowledge database that we are digging into today from all you influential people. Thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you
I
very
hope
much.
you have a fabulous evening today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Right guys, so we are back and we are here with the man in demand. Ian is here with us and he is Minister of Immigration. So Ian, over to you. How do you feel being part of Indian Weekender Hall of Fame?
Oh look, this is really exciting. This is the first time I've been here. It's really nice to arrive at an event like this and see that everybody's dressed properly. Kiwis, when they tell you that it's black tie, right, you can never be absolutely sure that everyone's going to be in black tie. Some of them show up in shorts. So I was really happy to arrive, properly dressed myself, to find that everybody else is up for a good party tonight, well dressed, and we've got some fantastic people here who are making a huge contribution to the community here in New Zealand. Really exciting to be able to celebrate with them tonight.
Absolutely, and it's our honor to have you here. And because we've got you here, we're going to ask you a few fun questions.
Okay.
And we've got Akanksha here with some super fun questions for you. So Akanksha, over to you. Come on.
Okay, so going back to your days, do you remember your first job ever?
My first job ever, yeah. I worked at a boarding kennel, so where people put their dogs and cats when they go on holiday. So, I spent a few summers working in there and sometimes my weekends as well. Yeah, cleaned up a lot of dog poo in my time. Yeah.
Wow.
And how long did you do that for?
A couple of years. So that was my high school job. Right. So I started doing it during the summer holidays 1 year, and then I sort of kept doing it during weekends during my last couple of years at high school.
And what was your first job after you became an adult?
An adult?
First, yeah.
Have I become an adult yet? I'm not sure. My first job, I worked at a medical laboratory. So the medical laboratory at the Palmerston North Hospital. I was working in microbiology there. So yeah.
Wow, awesome. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, do you have a favorite destination, holiday destination?
Oh, Palmerston North, of course, is the only holiday destination. No, it's not entirely true. What's my favourite? Oh, look, I really enjoy taking my kids over to the Gold Coast, going to getting through all the parks and. Excuse me. Getting on the roller coasters and what have you. So I've got 3 young kids, and it's a great place to take the kids. Yeah, but here in New Zealand, I reckon probably heading to Queenstown, Rotorua, great places. Yeah.
Awesome. And now I've got one quick question before we start the show. The question is about success. We all have different definitions for success.
Yeah.
How would you define success in 3 words?
Being really happy.
Being really happy. That's exactly
really,
3 words.
That's really deep. Thank you so much. It was great fun
Cheers,
talking to
mate.
you.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Ian.
Enjoy
Have a
your
great
evening.
evening.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, requesting you to kindly take your seats. The Prime Minister has arrived and the function is about to start.
The Indian Weekender is about bringing exclusive stories, most related issues to the community, and is focused on reaching every Indian in New Zealand. The entire team works hard and gives their best to make sure you get quality content presented in an elegant and timely manner, and you enjoy reading Indian Weekender every Friday without fail. This dedication has brought us 8 to 10 times more unique visitors on our website and more engagement across social media platforms when compared to any other ethnic news outlet in New Zealand. Indian Weekender is the only weekly newspaper for the Kiwi-Indians and the only publication to be distributed through supermarkets not just in Auckland but also in 9 other cities in New Zealand. It is present from Whangarei in the north to Invercargill in the south. It is also the only ethnic publication to be delivered directly to the homes of around 1,000 subscribers every Friday. Our other verticals include the online ticketing portal Ticket Bazaar and the online deals and discount portal Deal Bazaar. The Indian Weekender has its in-house studio producing numerous video shows on immigration, finance, fashion, shopping, fitness and exclusive and recorded video interviews with ministers, celebrities, community leaders and community members. The Indian Weekender covers news not only in Auckland but also gets live updates from Christchurch, Hamilton, Wellington and Invercargill. We also recently travelled to 4 cities in India to cover the International Day of Yoga. We are proud to be associated with top local, national and international brands. The Indian Weekender is in its 10th year and has pioneered the Indian Community Awards in New Zealand, the Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame Awards. All we want to say is, thank you for giving us so much love.
Good evening, namaste and kia ora, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome by your MC Kritika Satija to the 6th Annual Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame Awards. Tonight is one of the most esteemed nights of the year, where we honor leadership, growth, success and involvement in the community and New Zealand as a whole. Gratitude is the right attitude, and thank you to Indian Weekender New Zealand's first weekend publication that is targeted at the strong ethnic Indian readership in the country, and the online edition that is read across the world. Let us thank our sponsors who have helped us in making sure tonight is a good night. All right, it is time for me to welcome my co-host for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such a pleasure to be here tonight, but I have an absolutely amazing co-host who's a renowned New Zealand comedian. Please put your hands together for none other than Tarun Mohanbhai.
That's right. Thank you. Oh, wow, I wasn't quite ready for that. Thank you, Kritika, for that welcome. And such a good night it is going to be. You guys, another round of applause for how you all look. You all look fantastic. How amazing is my co-host? She looks absolutely divine. So it's going to be such a good night to celebrate and honour our high achievers and Kiwi-Indians doing a great job in New Zealand and worldwide. I couldn't help but notice, Kritika, that we are not nominated as the Kiwi Hall of Famers. Did you notice that at all?
Yeah, but I love Indian Weekender.
Yeah, I know, but I love Indian Weekender too, so no pressure, man. I mean, you know, it's good. I mean, do you think they forgot? Do you think they forgot about us? Is that what you think? Or do you think they're going to judge us on tonight's performance? And, well, let's hope that goes well. So, just out of curiosity, who's from out of town here tonight? Who's not from Auckland? Okay. Everyone's from Auckland. Oh, there we go. Look, there's a lady with her hand. Whereabouts you from, ma'am? Invercargill. That's great. I've been there. They really love me. I'm a novelty down there. When I go down there, that's the most ethnically diverse they are. For the day. And then I leave, and then they go back. No, it's all good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the show rolling right along. Who have we got first?
All right. I'm just going to move that. So it is our pleasure to now invite a man who wears multiple hats and is well known in the community.
And tonight, he is wearing the hats of Managing Director of Indian Weekender and Honorary Consulate of India. Please put your hands together for Mr. Bhav Dillon.
And it's also a kind request to do the welcome address for tonight, sir.
Thank you. Kia ora, namaste, sat sri akal, kem cho. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the entire team at the Indian Weekender, it's my pleasure to accord a very warm welcome to our dignitaries, community leaders, guests, and invitees to the 6th Annual Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame. A very special welcome to a chief guest, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, the Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern. Let's put our hands together and give her a round of applause. Your participation definitely proves your commitment to a multicultural New Zealand, and your participation is also an ode to the success of Kiwi Indians in this country. So as a community, we are greatly honored with your gracious presence. A very warm welcome to His Excellency Shri Sanjeev Kohli, the High Commissioner of India. We also welcome Mayor Phil Goff, Mayor Tim Shadbolt, and Ministers of the Crown, Honourable Phil Twyford, Honourable Ian Lees-Galloway, Honourable Jenny Salisa, Honourable Carmel Cipollone, and not to miss the Undersecretary Ethnic Communities, Michael Wood. And I would also like to acknowledge the members of Parliament in this room, Honourable Michael Woodhouse, Honourable Paul Goldsmith, Melissa Lee, Simon O'Connor, Paramjit Parmar, Simone Brown, and last but definitely not the least, Kamaljeet Singh Bakshi, who created history by being the first Kiwi Indian MP in New Zealand. and also the first inaugural inductee in the Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame. A special mention to our principal sponsors, Penny Simmons of Southern Institute of Technology, who's been a great support all through, right from day one. Simon Turcott of Singapore Airlines, Rob Hennon of NIB, and Peter Thompson of Barfoot and Thompson, who couldn't be here today, and all other sponsors without whom this event would not have been possible, and their logos would be seen on the screen from time to time. And I would also like to acknowledge our past Hall of Fame inductees, which is Mr. Bakshi, Judge Ajit Singh, Dr. Kanti Patel, Dr. Benjamin, and Dame Sukhi Turner. Today's evening is also about celebrating the 9th anniversary of the Indian Weekender, and I would like to congratulate the team behind Indian Weekender who works hard to produce a weekly newspaper. So I would like to acknowledge Sandeep, Mahesh, Swati, Anurag, Rizwan, Yasmin, and Rohan on achieving this landmark. The success this team has achieved needs no words, and I can just sum up by saying it makes me and our entire diaspora proud of their reach and quality of multimedia journalism. Today we've got together to honor the trailblazers within our Kiwi-Indian community who aptly set an example and will be role models for our younger generations. The aim is to have a very hardworking community of high achievers, which thereby can add value to the overall social and economic fabric of New Zealand. And here I would like to take a quote from Sir Peter Blake: "We are here to make the boat go faster." Today's event mirrors the success of the entire Indian community in New Zealand, so join me in celebrating their success. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the people of this great country, Aotearoa, and the government and the lawmakers of this great country who have been so welcoming to our community and have provided the pad for success. So a big thank you to the people of New Zealand and the government of New Zealand. And let's all collectively strive together to ensure the multicultural New Zealand remains the envy of the world. And I would like to end with a quote from the great Mahatma Gandhi, whose 150th anniversary is going to be celebrated soon. And he said, "No culture can live if it attempts to be exclusive. Our ability to reach unity in diversity will be the beauty and taste of our civilization." Thank you, and Jai Hind. So that was the end of my formal welcome speech. And before I walk off the stage, I have a very important announcement to make. We very proudly announced the Indian Weekenders partnership with Republic TV, which is by far the most watched #1 news channel in India. And we are proud to partner and bring their content to the entire South Pacific region and send New Zealand content back to them. Those who know, people from India in the room would already know about Republic. It's fronted by the #1 news journalist in India, Arnab Goswami. He's a very celebrated journalist and very well known, and here's a message from him. Thank you.
Hello everyone, on behalf of Republic TV and Republic World in India, very good evening to everyone present at the 6th edition of the Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame, and especially to our dear Kiwi friends. And from India, we send you our warmest regards and best wishes to Honorable Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Your presence at this event holds umpteen significance not only for the Indian diaspora in New Zealand, but also for Indians back home, as well as those across the world. And while I could not be personally present at this very important annual event, I want to take the opportunity today to congratulate every one of the awardees today. You are not just an inspiration to the Indian community in New Zealand, but your efforts, your resilience, and your contribution in your respective fields inspire Indians like me across the globe every day. And tonight, as I use the digital medium to be part of the celebrations in New Zealand, I'm excited to announce the Republic Indian Weekender partnership, This partnership will enable us to bring quality content into the South Pacific region. But above that, this partnership will now be a funnel between Kiwi Indians and their land of origin so as to support, to facilitate and beam content to one another. As I sign off on behalf of Republic, tonight is not just about celebrating the pride that Kiwi Indians have brought into our country. It is much about pledging to a deeper friendship, a stronger bond, and a growing connect between Kiwi Indians and those back home. Have a fantastic evening.
It is now time to invite our first sponsor for tonight.
Please put your hands together for Penny Simmons, CEO of SIT.
You mean SIT, Southern Institute of Technology?
Where are the dots between the S and the I and the I and the T, Kritika?
It's just a given, Tarun.
Well, what they should have given it is some dots between the letters.
Welcome to the stage, Penny Simmons.
Namaste, kia ora, and greetings from SIT in the very southern region of New Zealand, where I can assure you there is great ethnic diversity. I acknowledge our Prime Minister and other distinguished guests and compliment you, Bev, and your team at the Indian Weekender on this magnificent event. SIT is proud to once again sponsor the Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame, as we have done since the inaugural event 6 years ago. It is a wonderful opportunity for SIT to acknowledge the importance of international students from India to SIT and our southern region. And of course, we now have in Auckland our own campus at Mains, the Music and Audio Institute on Victoria Street West, where we've recently taken this over from one of the polytechnics in financial trouble. We are very mindful of the pressures and the challenges on Auckland's infrastructure and housing, but it is completely the opposite in many of New Zealand's regional centres. Southland had an unemployment rate of just 2.9% in the first quarter of 2018. This compares with over 4% in Auckland. We need international students to study with us at SIT, gain New Zealand qualifications, and then transition into employment to fill looming skill shortages. So, if you are encouraging friends and family back in India to come to New Zealand, please send them to SIT down south to help solve our challenges. Don't keep them here in Auckland to add to your challenges. Thank you once again, Bev, for the opportunity for SIT to be involved with this wonderful ceremony. We congratulate you on your success. Thank you and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, and I would now like to invite our next speaker for the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the CEO, Rob Hennon from NIB New Zealand.
Namaste. I'd like to acknowledge the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, the Honorary Council, Bev Dillon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Kia ora, katoa katoa. I spent 3 years living in India, and I've worked in India for over a decade. And tonight is a wonderful celebration, and I feel really at home being here amongst friends and colleagues, with all the colour, with all the music, with all the lively conversation you would expect from a thriving Indian and New Zealand community. We're coming together tonight to acknowledge achievement and leadership. NIB is thrilled to be here this evening and hosting many of our trusted advisors who work with the Indian community every day the Kiwi-Indian community and help Kiwi-Indian families to access the healthcare they want when and where they want it. Tonight, we're thrilled to join you all to salute and honour the achievements in the Indian community in New Zealand. Enjoy the evening. Thank you, Bav and the Indian Weekender, for making this great event possible. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob Hinnon, for the kind words.
So let's kickstart the celebratory night with our first performance, Kritika.
And coming up next is a dance performance from a very well-recognized school and dance company in New Zealand. They've been offering dance training in New Zealand since March 2006.
That's amazing. And they specialise in Kathak and Bollywood dance, but also create new dances and talent by combining other dance form styles and games.
So they enjoy fusion, and so do we. Please put your hands together for Manisha School of Dance students.
Come and move that in my direction. Thankful for that, cause it's a blessing, yeah. Turn every situation into heaven, yeah. Oh, you are my sunrise on the darkest day. Got me feeling some kind of way. Make me wanna savor every moment slowly, slowly. You fit me, tailor-made, love how you put it on. Got the only key, know how to turn it on. The way you never lie my ear, the only words I wanna hear. Baby, take it slow so we can last long.
Tú eres el imán y yo soy el metal. Me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso.
Ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todos mis sentidos van pidiendo más. Esto hay que tomarlo sin ningún apuro. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firmo las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, yo que eres malandro, aquí tengo la pieza. Oye,
Despacito, this is how we do it down in Puerto Rico. I just wanna hear you screaming, ay bendito. I can go forever cuando esté contigo.
ये संगे मरमर सा तराशा हुआ शफाफ बदन देखने वाले तुझे ताज महल कहते हैं ताज महल कहते हैं
worth a second round of applause, especially after the second introduction.
I could do that if I wanted. I just choose not to.
Aren't we lucky?
Yeah. You know, Kritika, sponsors play a huge part in any event, and tonight would have not been possible if we did not have such amazing support.
Yes, you're right. And let's welcome our next sponsor for tonight. We've got Simon Turcott, New Zealand Country Manager for Singapore Airlines, for a brief address. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Over a 42-year history in New Zealand, Singapore Airlines has grown. We now connect New Zealand's 3 largest cities to 17 cities in India through our Singapore hub. And we're now the most convenient way to get to India from New Zealand. And the seamless connectivity wouldn't have been possible without the strong support we've received from the Kiwi-Indian community. So our sponsorship of tonight's event is really showing our appreciation for the Kiwi-Indian community that's been the backbone of our business for so many years. So on behalf of Singapore Airlines, thank you very much for your support. And I'd also like to congratulate tonight's award winners. Enjoy your dinner.
Simon, you still had one more minute. Sorry, that's really not... Yeah, that's all right. Thanks, Simon.
All right, Darren. We're going to invite our last major sponsor for tonight, Peter Thompson, Managing Director from Barfoot and Thompson.
Namaste. Greetings, everyone. My name's Peter Thompson, Managing Director of Barfoot and Thompson, and we're very proud sponsors of this event. Barfoot and Thompson have a very good association with the Indian community. Many of our salespeople are based in either the southern region of Auckland or in the eastern suburbs, and they make sure that they can sell properties all over Auckland. Whether you're buying or selling, we're delighted to be able to offer these services to you, and we thank you for those that have worked with us in the past, and we certainly look forward to working with many of you in the future. I congratulate, on behalf of Barfoot and Thompson, not only the nominees that are up for each of the awards, but in particular to the winners for the wonderful job that they have done, and our heartiest congratulations to you all.
So, Kritika, just out of curiosity, I've asked a few people where they live in this room. Where do you actually live? I mean, I'm not asking that for personal reasons. I'm just curious.
I live where most Indians in Auckland live, Mount Roskill.
Whoa, who lives in Mount Roskill? Yeah, shout out if you live in Mount Roskill.
Woo!
So I actually live out in Pakuranga. Anyone from Pakuranga? Whoa, a lot of East Auckland support. So get this, right? Yeah.
All right, well, that's quite an expensive area then, isn't it? With the harbour and the beach views.
Yeah, it's out there, you know. It's. I mean, I don't live there on my own. I live there with some elderly people called parents. And they're good. But you know what? You know what the crazy thing is? Like, Auckland's a wonderful city. Who agrees? Who likes Auckland? In fact, New Zealand's an amazing country, right? It's a gorgeous country. We're very, very lucky. But I've noticed the funniest thing in this city, that in Auckland, in Mount Eden, in one of the most exclusive neighbourhoods in our city, we have a prison, right? Which is quite unusual. And then in Western Springs, which is another exclusive city, we have a zoo. A zoo, so that basically muggers and monkeys live in a better postcode than I do, right? And it got me thinking that if your parents are in Mount Eden, does it mean their kids are in Zone for Auckland Grammar? Maybe not. Okay.
All right. So coming up next, can we please invite
the mayor?
The mayor of Invercargill, His Worship Tim Shadbold.
Kia ora and greetings to our Prime Minister, Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, my fellow worship, Phil Goff, and distinguished guests. Yes, indeed. We are here to celebrate success. And of course, must wonder why we come all the way from Invercargill, right next to the South Pole, to celebrate and help sponsor this event. Well, we like to celebrate success as well. And when I arrived in Invercargill in 1993 and became a mayor, we were the fastest declining city in New Zealand or Australia. So we had to do something about it. And Penny Simmons, who spoke to you before, she developed a zero fee scheme. And as a result, we went from 1,000 students to 4,000 students. If you're training to be a nurse, you saved 14 grand. It was just such a successful program. And I don't like to pick on the Prime Minister, but I must admit, after all that fundraising, we had to sizzle sausages outside the warehouse, and we had to raffle off half-frozen chooks. It was a huge effort to establish a zero-fee scheme. And then along came the new government and said the whole country can have zero fees. Well, we didn't go into our bedroom and mope and feel sorry for ourselves. We've now come up with a new scheme, and that is zero fee accommodation. Ha ha! Let's see if anyone can beat that. And today, I must admit, I must sound a bit bitter and twisted, but today the government has announced that they're going to give Unitec $50 million and Wellington's going to get $15 million and we're going to get nothing. And I think that's why we come here with so many of us. We want to reinforce success, and success should be rewarded and not punished. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tarun,
Yeah.
there's more people like us. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a musical treat by CF5 Events. It's called the Shuttle Group. Oh, yeah, that's you.
Yes, so please welcome the lovely musicians. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having us here. It's a beautiful night. You guys are all looking amazing. We are a band called Soldhun. So the first song we're going to present to you is by our lead singer Karamveer to my right, and it's called Rabda Jogi from movie Tar.
ना जाने दिल विच की आया ना जाने दिल विच की आया एक प्रेम प्याला पी पल में सदियां जी आया मैं भी आया मैं भी आया मैं प्रेम प्याला पी आया मैं जी आया रमता जोगी होए 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 रमता जोगी होए होए रमता जोगी मैं भी आया मैं प्रेम प्याला पी आया मैं गरीब नवाज या ख्वाजा जी या ख्वाजा जी या ख्वाजा जी या ख्वाजा जी ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा शाह का अली का दुलारा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा शाह का अली का दुलारा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा बेकसों की तकदीर तुमने है सवारी बेकसों की तकदीर तुमने है सवारी ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा मेरे पीर का सदका तेरा दामन है थामा ख्वाजा जी तली हर भला हमारी छाया है खुमार तेरा जितना भी अश्क करे बेशक तो कम है मेरे ख्वाजा तेरे कदमों को मेरे रहनुमा नहीं छोड़ना गवारा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा शाह का अली का दुलारा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा ख्वाजा मेरे ख्वाजा दिल में समा जा बेकसों की तकदीर तुमने है सवारी बेकसों की तकदीर जब तलक तू मना देना बिगड़ी घर से तेरे न जाए सवारी हर तो झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा हाँ भर दो झोली भर दो झोली भर दो झोली भर दो झोली मेरी सरकारे मदीना लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली जानता है ना तू क्या है दिल में मेरे बिन सुने गिन रहा है ना तू धड़कने जानता है ना तू क्या है दिल में मेरे बिन सुने गिन रहा है ना तू धड़कने आह निकली है तो चांद तक जाएगी तेरे तारों से मेरी दुआ आएगी आह निकली है तो चांद तक जाएगी तेरे तारों से मेरी दुआ आएगी है नबी हाँ कभी को सुनाएगी जब तलक तुम सुनाएगे न दिल की दर्द तेरे न जाए सवारी भर दो झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली भर दो झोली भर दो झोली सबकी भर दो झोली नबी जी भर दो झोली मेरी सरकारे मदीना लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली भर दो झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली लाल मेरी पत रखियो बला झूले लालड़ लाल मेरी पत लाल मेरी पत रखियो बला झूले लालड़ सिजड़ी दा सेवड़ दा सदी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम 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 मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सदी शाबाश कलंदर चार चराग तेरे बलड़ हमेशा 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 पंजवा में बालड़ आया बना झूले लालड़ हो पंजवा में बालड़ पंजवा में बालड़ आया बना झूले लालड़ सिमड़ी दा सेवड़ दा सदी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम 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 मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम के अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सदी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम के अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सदी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम के अंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सदी शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम के अंदर दमादम शाबाश कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर
Thank you guys, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that amazing? Come on, that calls for another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to CFI Events presents Soul Dole Group.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a well-respected man, the Indian High Commissioner based in Wellington, New Zealand. Mr. Sanjeev Kaul joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1988 after a brief stint with the Indian Railways. He is a graduate in electronics and telecom engineering from Punjab Engineering College in Chandigarh.
Mr. Kohli has earlier served in Indian missions in Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Russia and Qatar. He also served in the Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi in various positions. Before coming to Wellington, he was heading the West Africa Division in the ministry.
Please welcome the Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Sanjeev Kaul, for his brief address.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Thank you so much. It's not easy to speak when there have been a round of culture performances and everyone had few drinks. It's often called the graveyard shift. You know, there are two categories of speakers. There's one category which doesn't stop to think, and another category which doesn't think to stop. But under these circumstances, I think I'll be very brief. I hope it's not a case of my own honorary consul conspiring against me. You know, it's a great honor to be here. The honor is obvious to be part of this distinguished gathering as I acknowledge the presence of Honorable Prime Minister, ministers, mayors, leaders of the community, business leaders. In fact, each one of you is very special. We've gathered here to acknowledge the accomplishments of the Indian diaspora, the pride that they bring to both their country of residence and their country of origin. And when I say so, I strongly believe that there can't be a more durable bridge between our two countries, our two people, than the Indian diaspora. You know, India is changing rapidly. It's widely acknowledged that by middle of this century, India's rise would be greater than that of China's. What manufacturing has done for China, digital data and superintelligence would do for India. And when I say so, when I talk of the opportunities in India, I think the Kiwi-Indians are best placed to hold the hand of the business leaders here and take them to India. But given the vast spread of Indian diaspora, I think that they not only act as a bridge between you and business in India, but you know, someone living in Singapore or someone living in London, his wife's aunt would be the neighbor of the wife of someone living here, so they can lead you to opportunities anywhere in the world. So please do make use of this bridge, not only to reach India, but also to reach other parts of the world. We'll have three very distinguished people who would be honored today. I think people like them not only represent the best of Indian culture, Indian values, Indian ethos, but the fact that they have been able to accomplish so much speaks a lot about the open, the inclusive, the welcoming country that New Zealand is. So when we celebrate their achievements, we also celebrate the promise that New Zealand continues to hold for all its residents. And before I conclude, let me thank Bhav, his team, for putting this wonderful event together. If you would recall, last year we had our Minister of State for External Affairs who had come for this event. I mean, that underlines the the importance that India attaches to the accomplishments of its diaspora. This time we were planning to bring our Minister for Commerce and Industry here. Unfortunately, he had to change the dates because of last-minute preoccupations back home. He's going to come later. But he's been very kind enough to send a message, a video message, which would be played out when I go back. And also, I think there's one point I wanted to make. When I talk of acknowledging the accomplishment of the Indian diaspora, I also include the Fiji Indians in that, because their narrative is very much part of the narrative of the Indian immigration. So thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the brief address.
Yeah. Now, we now have a politician who has sent a message from India via video, currently serving as the Minister of Commerce and Industry and Civil Aviation under the Modi government.
He's also a chartered accountant by profession and a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Please enjoy the video.
I'm very happy that an Indian weekender is invited me for 6th Kiwi-India Hall of Fame program that is taking place in New Zealand. I was very keen to come for this program, but unfortunately my travel has taken me to other part of the world, but I'm looking forward to visiting New Zealand in the month of October. I really wish to congratulate all the winners. New Zealand is one of the places where all Indians wish to visit and try to spend some time there. New Zealand is a great country, and New Zealand has really made the world proud by following certain high levels of standards in all spheres of life. So those who have succeeded here means they are really better than the rest of the people in many other parts of the world. I congratulate all the winners, and India and New Zealand share a very cordial relationship. We are working with New Zealand, Australia, China, Japan, India, Korea, and all ASEAN countries to create a new community of economic community. I wish that happens soon, and we'll be able to work together even more. So congratulations to all the winners, and looking forward to visiting there soon on one weekend so that the Indian weekender will become a reality for me. Thank you very much.
Can I please welcome Sanjeev Kohli back to the stage for a few minutes, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to start off with our first award for the night. This is the Community Services Excellence Award.
And to present this award, may I please request the following dignitaries to join us on stage. Jenny Salisa, MP Simon O'Connor, MP Komaljit Bakshi, and Michael Wood, and MP Simon Brown, and Indian High Commissioner, who's already here. Thank you. Can we please have you guys come to the stage to help us present this award?
So the Community Service Excellence Award of the Year is awarded, and it's dedicated to those individuals who contribute immensely towards a society but have not been recognized for their efforts. They are the unsung heroes of the society who have dedicated their entire life to serving the community.
Now, could I please request Minister Jenny Salisa to announce the Community Service Excellence Award for 2018 and request the Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Sanjeev Kohli, to hand out the award to the winner.
Could we please request MP Jenny Salisa to announce the award for tonight?
It is my honour to announce that the winner of the Community Excellence Award for tonight is Jeet Sukhdev.
Paramjit Rai Sachdev, lovingly known as Jeet Sachdev, arrived in New Zealand in 1987 to make a new life for his family and himself. He started his business in the hospitality and tourism sectors and also worked on his passion to give back to the community. To make his dream a reality, he founded Bharatiya Samaj in 1995. Under his leadership and guidance, Bharatiya Samaj evolved into becoming a vibrant and highly successful community organization, and eventually received numerous accolades and recognition for its work with the elderly, children, and in migrant settlement. Jeet was honored with the Queen's Service Medal in 2004 for his contributions toward the community. He received the Hind Ratna Award by the International NRI Association of India in 2005 for his services to the community in New Zealand. In 2016, he was honoured with Bharat Gaurav Award in New Delhi by International Friendship Society. In 2018, he was invited to represent the New Zealand Indian diaspora for a panel discussion on Indian organizations working for the Indian nationals in New Zealand. He is currently serving as a trustee of Bharatiya Samaj Charitable Trust, Akrana Community Trust and Roskill Together Community Trust. We recognize the efforts and contribution of a man who left his business to help the community. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the winner of Indian Weekenders Community Service Excellence Award 2018, Jeet Sachdev.
High Commissioner to hand out the award. Thank you.
Could we all just have you pose now for a photo?
Thank you to our dignitaries for joining us on the stage. You may now take your seats, please. Thank you. And can we please request Mr. Jeet Sachdev to say a few words on the acceptance of this award. Congratulations.
Good evening. Namaste. I'm lost, a bit of lost of words, you see. Something happens to you suddenly, and it gives you something, a shock, what's happened. It's a great pleasure to be here celebrating this special evening, and I would like to acknowledge Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand, and His Worship Mayor Phil Goff, His Excellency Sanjeev Kohli ji, High Commissioner of India, of course, Bhavji Dillon, Honorary Consul. What a wonderful evening. I can see a lot of people, and it is a great pleasure to be among you all. Also, I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is really a great honor and a privilege standing here and receiving this prestigious award in front of you all. I am sincerely grateful to the Indian Weekender Hall of Fame, jury, and everyone who supported me to be here to receive this award, especially who nominated me for this award. Before I say anything about myself, it all started in 1995. I would like to share a small story, what happened, why I turned in from businessman to a social worker. I will share a very short story with you. A man fell off a cruise ship into the sea, and when he rescued that person, he came on to the board, and everybody hailed him as a hero. And then he turned back to the crowd and said, hang on, wait, let me understand the thing, what you're trying to say. So no, you have rescued that person and you have done a great job. We acknowledge your bravery. It's fine. But he says, can you please tell me who pushed me into the sea? I can tell you, this is exactly happened with me. It was my sister, Rupa Sachdev, who really dragged me into the social work. And I'm very happy that she did that. And from that day, I got the opportunity to create a platform on Bharatiya Samaj Charitable Trust. And from there onwards, the journey continued and it never stopped. I can look back. It is 22 years now. 22 years are gone, and I'm still, feel that I was just looking at my own photo. I was wondering, is that really your Jeet? I mean, young, handsome. I think I'm not that bad looking at the moment as well. So So all these things, the journey was so amazing. I'm so pleased. I'm very, very happy what I did. And it was really a great achievement when my life was relied upon the people around me. When I could make a difference in their positive difference in their lives, I become very happy, peaceful, joyful. My bank is not very full with the money, but it is overflowing with the blessings, which I always receive from the people around me. And that keeps me going. So I won't take much of time, but the thing is that I would like to also say something about the activities of the organization, what we did. We looked after all ages, and I usually quote it 0 to 0. When I say 0, we look after the children who they are from playgroup, and we talking about the other 0. When the seniors go and reach to the ultimate 0, then we look after these two areas of activities. We do that, and we are very, very happy that I have been blessed and given that opportunity by Almighty. I sincerely thank everyone around me who supported me, helped me to achieve all these, because I believe in one thing, that alone you can't do everything, but you need all kind of support, all kind of help, so that people can come forward and join you. I was listening to our High Commissioner Saab's couplet he recited on the India Independence Day, which was one of the first India Independence Day jointly held by all the organizations. मैं अकेला चला था मंदिर जानिब की तरफ, लोग मिलते गए काफिला बन गया. This is how the organization was created, and it become bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we are being able to provide a lot of services which are very, very visible to the community. Before I conclude, I will say that I believe in a few things, I want to thank everyone whosoever helped me. And I believe in this. I've got a philosophy for myself, and I believe that if people follow that, also they can be happy. I believe in flexibility and tolerance. And if you are flexible and tolerant, you can be in any situation and you are the winner. And the second one is the day you start thinking and living beyond yourself, that you should consider you are reborn. And the last one is, when you open your arms, the whole world is yours. But when you close your arms, fold it back, even your own people cannot come to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for the honor bestowed on me. God bless you all. Namaste. Thank you.
Thanks once again, Mr. Jeet Sachdev.
Tarun, I work in Auckland Hospital, and one of my patients yesterday said that laughter is the best medicine after all.
Yeah. I actually tried to explain that to my parents, being a comedian is like being a doctor, and they said, yeah, a doctor without a steady paycheck.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I leave the stage with an uber funny guy, my co-host, Tarun, all yours.
Okay, how are you going? Don't have the lectern now, but exposing. Are you all having a good night? Yes. I'll keep it really brief because we want to keep things going. But I'm glad you guys all look wonderful. Thanks for coming out and being a part of this fantastic evening. But I've had a bit of a hard time lately. I recently broke up with my girlfriend. I know. Lovely little Indian girl, so it was no ordinary breakup. It was an arranged breakup, and it was hard work, And now I'm out there. I'm out on the dating scene. I'm out there doing Tinder. Who's on Tinder? Woo! Everyone's on shadi.com, right? No Indian people on Tinder. Oh, I tell you something. Tinder doesn't work for people like me, right? When I mean people like me, like, smart, funny, sophisticated, Indian. Honestly, it's really weird because people literally see my profile and judge me for all my stereotypes, right? They look at it and they go, drives a cab, works in a dairy, probably got BO. Nope, and I'm out. I kid you not. They're that shallow, right? So what I've gone and done, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone and joined Tindian, right? But I tell you about Tindian, right? It's crazy, right? The minute you swipe yes, it means you're married. I'm kidding, I never swipe yes. My parents do. which is quite hard. But get this, I recently got my taxi license. Rock and roll, I know. This summer I'm going to go back to India and practice medicine with it. Totally reversible, why not, right? You totally can, I reckon. So, just out of curiosity, I don't know if I've recently, I've put on about 20 kilos, ladies and gentlemen, since I was born, right? And I know some people would say a little bit more, but they're just rude, okay? Now, a few years ago, I did a weight loss show called Downsize Me, like The Biggest Loser, and as you can see, I'm winning, I'm on top of it. I've got everything, all my ducks in a row, and I thought to myself recently, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get really fit, I wanna go down to the local mall and find myself a watch that will get me on track again. Now, was your name Simon, sir? It is Simon. I'm amazed that I remembered your name because I'm terrible with names, Simon. Simon, are you good with names? Terrible. That's great. So here's the thing, David, right? Now, I'm awful at it, right? So I went down to my local mall, right? I go down to my local mall and then this guy shouts out my name. He's like, Taryn! I'm like, oh crap. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is, right? Clearly, and I was flying solo. If I'd taken my mate John here, right, it would have been awesome. I would have said, here's my mate John. He goes, Peter. I'm like, of course, Peter. Nothing, flying solo like an idiot, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, who is this? Clearly, at some point in my life, I've added him on Facebook because we had 3 friends in common, right? And I thought, oh my God, what can I do? How can I remember? And I can't take my phone out and take a photo of them and get, facial recognition because apparently that's rude. So I won't do that again. And I thought to myself, you know what I'll do? I'll ask the gentleman, when was the last time we met? It might spark some memory in my head, right? And I said to the sir, I go, hey, excuse me, mate, when was the last time we actually met? And he goes, remember, it was on that weight loss show, Downsize Me. I looked at the guy and I thought, oh my God, mate, you look amazing. You have really kept the weight off, right? And he goes, I was the cameraman. Yes, you were, right? So then in the end, I finally got to the shop that sold the watch, right? I go inside the shop and there's an amazing watch in there and I'm like, oh man, I really like this watch. So I said to the shopkeeper, I go, hey mate, how much does the watch cost? He goes, $6,000. I go, $6,000? Like, does it teleport me from A to B? And he goes, no. And I go, well, does it wash my dishes? And he goes, no. And I go, what does the watch do, sir? And he goes, it tells the time. And I'm like, well, that's just insane, right? And I walked out of that shop pretty damn disappointed, right? Get this, 2 weeks later, I bought a car for $1,500. Inside, it had a clock. Hardest thing is trying to find a strap for it, but I'll sort that crap out real soon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. In the end, I settled for a Fitbit. Anyone got a Fitbit? Who's got a Fitbit? Shout out. Yeah, how many steps you done today? Come on, haven't got all day, mate. Oh, okay, well get this, right? I've done about 12,000 because I'm an athlete, right? No, seriously, I've got one with a heart monitor because I'm a hypochondriac, but right now, 79 beats per minute. That is like an athlete heart rate, right? It's unbelievable, right? Get this, you put food in front of me, boom, 120, fat burning zone, right? 2 birds, 1 scone. It's out of control, right? I literally challenge people all the time in competitions. And if I'm behind in the competition, I chuck it on a dog. It knows no better, right? But one day I was sitting at home, right, just doing my own thing. My friend comes over, kicks the door open, and I'm like, hey, why don't you just use the handle like a normal person, right? She kicks it open and she starts accusing me of cheating in the Fitbit competition, eh? And she goes, hey, are you cheating in the competition? I go, no, why? She goes, you've done 28,000 steps in one day. How is that even possible? I go, I just like to walk a lot. She goes, no, I don't think that's even possible. I go, yes, I do. I genuinely like to walk a lot. She goes, how can you do 28,000 steps in one day? And I go, why are you accusing me of these heinous crimes, right? And then she stood there and gives me this really peculiar look, right? And then she looks at me and she goes, hey, and I go, what? She goes, have you ever thought of putting your Fitbit on your other wrist? Yeah. Do you know what though, ladies and gentlemen? A win's a win, right, ladies and gentlemen? A win is a win. Some people can get that explained to them on the way home, but we'll leave it at that. Just before I go, Just before I go, I just want to let you know, I actually do live at home with my parents. I live at home with them. And I know a lot of you are thinking, loser, right? And some of you are going, man, he's a good boy, right? But here's the thing, right? You guys can't actually judge me. If there's any people in this room judging me, you just let it be known that it's a cultural thing for someone of my age to be living at my folks, right? And if you have an issue with it, I will call the race relations officer and tell her that you've been insensitive to my cultural needs, and she will be over your ass like a rash, right? Boy, it must be hard being white in 2018, right? No, seriously, right? But here's the thing, I live at home with them and they're really, really old, like really old. Like, they could go at any minute, right? Like, hopefully not now, because as you can see, I'm quite busy, right? Like, they're really old. And I live at home, and living at home with them is like living in a live version of Fair Go, okay? No, I kid you not, right? Like, every day, I'm picking up phone calls from people trying to sell them stuff they don't need, right? They're like, do you need double glazing? I'm like, no. Do you need new tiles on the roof? No. Do you need a new driveway? I'm like, no. I'm basically a human spam folder, okay? To make sure that nobody sells my parents anything they don't need, right? But one day I was sitting at home, really, really busy, right? Watching Married at First Sight, right? Or as our people call it, That's Life, right? And I'm sitting there watching it, and the doorbell rings, and I said to the old guy, go sort that out, right? And the old guy goes downstairs, and then half an hour goes by, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's he gone and done? He's gone and bought something we don't need, right? So in the break, I run downstairs, and I push him to the side, and I say to the little sales rep, I go, what are you selling, mate? And he goes, light bulbs. I go, we've got light bulbs, what the hell's wrong with you, mate? And he goes, yes, but these light bulbs, they last 600,000 hours. I go, whoa, that's pretty impressive for a light bulb. I go, how much does your light bulb cost? He goes, $80 each. I go, $80 each? Are you crazy, mate? What's wrong with you, right? And he goes, but they last 600,000 hours, sir. And I go, mate, look at my dad. Do you think he's going to last 600,000 hours? Besides, we're Indian. We don't even turn on the light. See that bulb up there? 700,000 hours. You're trying to sell ice to the Eskimos? Now get lost. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. Please let me welcome back to the stage my co-host, Kritika. Whew. Here we go.
All right, that was great, Tarun. Give it up for Tarun.
You know, Kritika, Indians have so many festivals in a year that almost every month there is something colourful happening.
But nothing beats Diwali, does it? Nothing beats a big Diwali festival.
No, no. And the Indian Weekender is proud to be associated with the Auckland Diwali Festival, the biggest informal event of the Indian community for the last 5 years.
That's right, and we would now like to take this opportunity to announce this year's Diwali Festival. And for this, may I please invite Mayor of Auckland, Mr. Phil Goff, to join us on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phil Goff.
Kia ora koutou, namaste, sat sri akal, and good evening. And in an audience that is as distinguished as this one, it's invidious to single anyone out, but there are a couple of people that I must acknowledge separately. Prime Minister, Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, glad to see you back at the desk. You've got a night job as well as a day job, and we don't envy you the hours that you must put into that. Can I also acknowledge all of our elected representatives here tonight? I'm going to do it collectively. Our ministers, our members of parliament, our Auckland councillors, and our local board members. And I want to acknowledge all of those people for their service to the community. Can I acknowledge the Indian High Commissioner, Sanjeev Kohli. And Sanjeev, thank you very much for your comments earlier. And last but not least, Bhav Dillon. Thank you, Bhav, both for the work that you and your staff do in providing such an informative paper as the Indian Weekender, and for making this event possible. when I look at the size of the audience, and I've been coming to these events for many years, I think the size of the audience is a reflection of the growing strength and the huge contribution of the Indian community to our city and to our country. Thank you sincerely for that contribution. The main purpose tonight, of course, is to honour a few individuals, people who have excelled with their determination, their effort, and their service. But I think we should also acknowledge collectively the contribution of the Indian community. And I'm talking about the contribution on one hand in terms of what you do to enhance the entrepreneurial skills of our community and the wealth that you create for all of us. But I also want to acknowledge the rich cultural heritage that you bring as a gift to our country. And that is what we are here to talk about tonight in introducing Diwali, still some months off, but a celebration a generation ago that used to be done privately and quietly in the home. Today, this year, we will see tens of thousands of people in our community celebrating Diwali, the most significant cultural festival in the Indian community. And when I think about Diwali, I think we're celebrating two things. On one hand, we are celebrating a culture that is 5,000 years old, and we are celebrating the principles of what Diwali stands for. And on the other hand, we are celebrating Diwali as a sign of respect for another culture and a sign of the welcoming of the multiculturalism of our community. Everybody here understands the principles of Diwali. It's the triumph of light over darkness, symbolising good over evil, and knowledge and understanding over ignorance. And I just want to make a brief comment about how important those principles are. We live in a deeply troubled and conflicted world. And what I would like our city and our country to be is a shining beacon of how people can respect each other, how we can live in harmony, and how we can celebrate the contribution and the skills that everybody brings to our community. And in that light, we embrace those principles and we reject the hate speech and the opposite principles that recently two Canadians wanted to bring to our country, deriding multiculturalism as weakening our society. That's nonsense. And preaching racial superiority, which is equally nonsense. So let us tonight welcome Diwali, welcome the fact that right across our city and people of different cultures will be celebrating it and what it stands for. So tonight, a big thank you to the sponsors of our Diwali. There will be many occasions. I've already had 4 invitations tonight. There'll be a few more before I go, but it is a wonderful time of the year and it is a wonderful way of celebrating our community, which is rich in its diversity as well as being rich in its unity. Shubh Diwali. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to present the Young Achiever Award of 2018.
And to present this award, may I please request the following dignitaries to come join us on the stage. Honourable Michael Woodhouse, Honourable Paul Goldsmith, MP Melissa Lee, MP Paramjeet Parmar, and MP Deborah Russell.
The Kiwi-Indian Young Achiever Award is bestowed upon a young Kiwi-Indian between the ages of 16 and 35 who has done exceptionally well in his or her field, be it academic, sports, art, culture, or community service. This award was launched in 2015 and has become exceptionally popular since then.
And now could I please request Honourable Michael Woodhouse to announce the Young Achiever Award for 2018 and request the Mayor Phil Goff to do the ceremony.
Oh, you're back.
Note to self, don't forget to bring your glasses up if you're being asked to present an award. It's all good. It's my pleasure to announce that the Young Achiever of the Year for 2018 is Muskan Devtar.
18-year-old Muskan Devta has significant number of achievements to her credit at such a young age. Born with partial hemiplegia and a severe string of other complications, she fought back, despite her parents being told that she may not live longer than 100 hours. After receiving corrective surgery at the age of 13, Muskan authored 2 books and is now renowned as a young motivational speaker. She was a young speaker at TEDx Auckland in 2014 and also spoke at Festival for the Future in 2015 and Zeal Tall Poppy event in 2016. She wrote her first book at the age of 9 to fund for an exercise bike for the Wilson Home. She got her story published in 2010 School Journal, courtesy of Ministry of Education. She wrote an autobiography at age 13 to fundraise for Starship Children's Hospital and donated $2,500. The autobiography was later included in Year 9 English curriculum of her school. She was the winner of Attitude Junior Award twice and Attitude ACC Supreme Award in 2015. She was recognized with the Youth with Disability Award by Youth Week and Carol Somerville Award by Quota International in 2015. Currently, she is pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. At such young age, she has become a role model and an inspiration for thousands out there. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the Indian Weekenders Kiwi-Indian Young Achiever 2018, Muskan Devta.
Congratulations! Can I please request the dignitaries to pose for a photo with Muskan on the side here? Thank you. It's all yours. Congratulations.
Okay. Thankfully, the mic is low enough because I'm not tall enough to, reach the lectern. But hi, everyone. Namaste and kia ora. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. First of all, I cannot be more proud than tonight to call myself both an Indian and a Kiwi citizen of New Zealand. India may be the country that I was born in, but it is this country that I will have utmost respect for because I was raised here, and it is this country that has given me the opportunities to push myself to where I am today. So I'd like to thank the government. I'd like to thank our Prime Minister, Honorable Jacinda Ardern. But I have a whole list of people to thank anyway. So apart from that, my parents have always raised me as a normal child. They never considered, oh, wait. It's okay. Oh, they gave me a shorter knife. I'm so happy, because that means I won't have to bend the poor thing. Yeah, okay. Right, changing mics. I'd like to first of all thank my parents because they are the reason I am where I am today. Thank you for raising me as a normal child and not considering me anything out of the ordinary, pushing me to stand up here before you all. I also have a special mention to make for my little brother, Aman, because he has been the rock in my tough times. So this award I have not won for myself, but for my family that I live for. I have won this award for this country. I have won this award for my country to honor this community. Thank you all for your love tonight. I have a special mention to my grandparents जो मुझे इंडिया से देख रहे हैं. लाइव स्ट्रीम से वो मुझसे इतना दूर हैं, लेकिन फिर भी मुझे प्यार देने के लिए वो आज की शाम हमारे साथ ज्वाइन हुए. So Dada Dadi, I love you, and I will always, always, always be proud of both my identities, and I hope that I continue to achieve such things in the future, so I can do much more work for my community as a New Zealander, as an Indian. Kia ora, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Muskan, and congratulations once again. Now, our next speaker needs no introduction. She's creating history. She is the world's youngest female head of government and fourth youngest overall, having taken office at age 37. Giving birth to a daughter on 21st June 2018, Jacinda Ardern became the world's second elected head of government to give birth while in office.
And she is a New Zealand politician serving as the 40th and current Prime Minister of New Zealand since 26th of October 2017. She has also served as the leader of the Labour Party since the 1st of August 2017.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honourable Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. And could we please request Mr. Pal Dillon to join us on the stage as well?
Now, could I please request the Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to speak a few words on this celebratory night?
Kia ora koutou katoa, namaste. It really is a privilege and an honour to be here tonight, and I want to acknowledge the Indian High Commissioner, His Excellency Sanjeev Kohli, the Mayor of Auckland, Phil Goff, Tim Shadbolt, you national treasure, and the only politician in the land with a smile bigger than mine. Thank you, Barb. Dylan, thank you so much for the invitation to be here tonight and for just delighting the audience with that jacket. It is phenomenal. I want to acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues, and really it is testament, I think, to the acknowledgement of this government, but this parliament, your elected representatives, that so many are here from across the House, from across the political spectrum, to acknowledge the huge contribution of the Indian Kiwi community in New Zealand. So I want to acknowledge all of those colleagues who are here. Thanks also to the Indian Weekender for hosting this wonderful event, and congratulations on your 9th year of keeping Kiwi-Indians connected and informed, and of this event as well. Tonight we celebrate success and achievement, and we pay tribute to Kiwi-Indians who have truly left their mark. And the two that we have seen on this stage tonight, Jeet and Muskan, I was humbled by your history, your legacy, and the work that you have done. And Muskan in particular, you talked about feeling proud to be both a Kiwi and an Indian. I'd have to say, I imagine that both are very proud of you. I'm honoured. I'm honoured to be here as Prime Minister, but of course I've been here many times before, and I recall coming in the past and being in particular awe of the young achievers in particular. But they are amongst many, of course, in the Kiwi-Indian community who continue to forge important ties. And we'll see, of course, tonight, the launch of the Indian Weekender's inaugural list of the 25 most influential people who have contributed to shaping the New Zealand-India bilateral relationship. I can say personally I had the great honour of meeting Prime Minister Modi last year at the East Asia Summit in Manila. And we spoke about many things. We spoke about Bollywood. We spoke about filmmaking in New Zealand, trade, geopolitical issues in our region. But there was one thing that I was at least at great pains to emphasise, that we are blessed in New Zealand to have a Kiwi-Indian community who are not just leaders in the Indian community, they are leaders in New Zealand. The contribution that they make culturally, socially, economically is huge. I can't help, for instance, but reflect on Dr. Malvinder Singh, a past young achiever, I think in 2015. Now, I was there that night that she was recognised and was blown away, a neuroscientist based at Auckland University, the Centre for Brain Research. Dr. Singh has worked on critical diseases like Huntington's and other neurodegenerative diseases. She's an academic and a community leader, and she's making a difference not just in New Zealand, but in the world. And she is just one of many, and one of just a few, of course, that we are seeing here tonight. It's why I'm delighted to be here tonight, to witness the recognition of Kiwi Indians, but also to commit that as a government we will keep doing our bit by ensuring that our communities continue to thrive, that we continue to create a place where the future Dr. Singhs emerge, where the future Muskans emerge, and where we continue to see that success. Well, till then, thank you as representatives of the 155,000 Kiwi Indians for being here tonight, for your leadership, for your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for your kind words.
Now we request the Honourable Prime Minister and Mr. Bob Dylan to officially release the anniversary issue of Indian Weekender.
Could I also please invite Mr. Sanjeev Kohli, High Commissioner, to join us on the stage, please? Thanks. Indian Weekender is the only newspaper that brings in the latest news of interest to the Indian diaspora. Fresh perspectives through its analytical columns, weekend reviews, reading for the entire family. Congratulations, Indian Weekender. Could I also request the Prime Minister to sign the silver tray memento?
Indian Weekender is known to do things differently and always gives a fresh look and touch for Kiwi Indian occasions and celebrations.
Jacinda, thank you for also launching the 25 most influential list. The Indian Weekender 25 New Zealand India most influential list is all about 25 most influential personalities who play a critically important role in driving the New Zealand-India bilateral relationship forward. Without their passion, commitment and energy, the relationship would not be at the stage where it is today. All guests can also collect the copy before they leave the night from the registration desk.
I see we're not in it again. We didn't make it. Okay.
We've now got the Hall of Fame award ceremony, the final award ceremony for the night. Jacinda, may I please request you to stay on stage for a few more minutes. More minutes.
So the Hall of Fame award was introduced to recognise the efforts of eminent personalities in the Indian community and to honour them. And it honours a Kiwi Indian who has immensely contributed to the development and progress of not only the Indian community but also New Zealand. The award is the key behind the Hall of Fame award.
To present this award, may I please request Honourable Phil Twyford, Honourable Ian Lees-Galloway and Penny Simmons to join the Prime Minister and the other dignitaries on the stage. Thank you. Is the key behind the Hall of Fame award, ladies and gentlemen.
This is it, the big one.
And could I please request Honourable Phil Twyford to do the honours and announce the final award for tonight, the Hall of Fame Award, and request the Honourable Prime Minister to hand out the award.
And the winner is Dr. Sharan Paul.
Dr. Sharad Paul is a skin cancer academic, family physician, evolutionary biologist, storyteller, social entrepreneur, and adjunct professor at Auckland University of Technology and overseas fellow of the Royal Society of Medicine. Dr. Paul did his medical training in Madras, India, and came to New Zealand in 1991. He completed 3 years of general surgery and 2 years of plastic surgical training, including work at Hutt and Middlemore hospitals as well as overseas. In 2017, he invented a new skin graft technique that reduces cost, pain, and healing time for patients, and he has presented this new technique at international conferences. Time magazine in 2008 called him Open Heart Surgeon. A noted polymath, Dr. Paul was named Renaissance Man by New Zealand Herald's Canvas magazine. In 2012, he was awarded the New Zealand Medical Association's highest award, awarded only to one doctor at a time, and was a finalist for the New Zealander of the Year. In 2015, he received the Ko Avatia International Excellence Award for leading health improvement on a global scale and patient-centered medicine across several countries. He has also served on the National Commission of UNESCO. He is considered the only person ever to have authored works of fiction, non-fiction, poetry, and medical textbooks. Outside of medicine, Dr. Paul runs an award-winning cafe and bookstore called the Baki Lounge in Newmarket. Proceeds are used to fund literacy programs in low-decile Auckland schools with the aim of helping children to dream with their eyes wide open. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the inductee to the Indian Weekender Kiwi-Indian Hall of Fame 2018, Dr. Sharad Paul.
Congratulations to Sharad Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you to our dignitaries for joining us on the stage. You may now take your respected seats. And can I please request you, sir, for your acceptance speech?
First of all, thank you. I'm humbled and honored. So one of the things in working with skin is, that India is really a concept, because we're full of diversity, many religions, many cultures, many peoples in one. And really, as I stand here today and I say, namaste, and I say, for those from the south, I say vanakkam, and, kia ora, tino koto, katua, good evening. So really working in skin, what I thought is what really unites India, I was thinking today, is our skin. As the old saying, you can take Indians out of India, but you cannot take India out of our skin. So you see, I came to New Zealand 9,999 days ago. This is the truth, right? Tomorrow will be 10,000 days. So I came here in 1991, and I just kept counting the days using a magic calculator called Google. And actually, Einstein once said that we have to thank the Indians for teaching the world to count, without which scientific discoveries could not be recorded properly. The first quote about New Zealand made was in 1769, when Captain Cook's ship hit Mercury Bay. And he said, New Zealanders are very hospitable and polite people. They tell you the night before that they're going to attack you in the morning. This was an actual quote, I didn't make it up, right? But really why I chose the date is that 1769 was also the day that the first Indians actually set foot in New Zealand. It's not a very well-known story. There was a ship from Pondicherry in the south of India which set sail, it was called the Jean Baptiste. And it actually was a trading ship by the French, and it reached New Zealand, and there were two cooks on it, Qasim and Nasrin, and they were actually Indian Muslims. Sadly, a few years later, they died on the voyage because those days people didn't know about vitamin C deficiency, and they died of scurvy. Anyway, so when I came to New Zealand in 1991, I was told that, you've got to know a few things about New Zealand. So I was in the public hospital, and a guy said, I'll educate you about New Zealand. So he said, the first thing to remember is, if they call you bro, don't assume that they're going to treat you like their brother. And the second thing is, he said, when you're invited for a dinner, and people say, bring a plate, make sure you put something on it. The third thing was that he said that, you can walk into the shopping mall here in shorts and barefoot and you wouldn't get thrown out. And lastly, he said that, New Zealand is one of the only places other than India where sport is a religion. Of course, all religions are different. In India, it's cricket, and in New Zealand, it's rugby. I found this out in a funny sort of way, and I'll tell you a story. Last year, I was invited to the Jaipur Literary Festival. And, in India, if you don't have WhatsApp, you don't have an identity, right? So I was at Jaipur, and I was probably only getting the WhatsApp app then, and so everybody thought I was terribly un-Indian. And anyway, so I wanted to get the driver to take me back to the hotel, and so, of course, I needed WhatsApp, because the driver only could be contacted via WhatsApp. And so I thought I'll go to a KFC, which was close by, to use their Wi-Fi. So I go to the KFC and I say, what's the Wi-Fi password? And he says, you have to order a drink first, sir. And I said, well, when I looked at it, and it was, Coke and all fizzy drinks, so I don't really drink, doctor, I'm trying to be healthy and everything. And I said, all right, how much is Coca-Cola? And he says, 120 rupees. So I said, all right. So I asked him after that, what's the password? And he says, you have to order drink first, sir. It's all lowercase. Anyway, the Kiwi story was that really I then went to the toilet, because in India, if you want to use the loo, the best one to go to fast food restaurants because they've got great loos, right? I went to the toilet and I was sitting there, and on the back of the toilet, I saw written, bring back buck. And then I knew that a Kiwi had been there some time. For those of you who come to New Zealand after I did, you may not remember this, but this was a big thing. It was like equivalent of saying bring back couple or bring back Sachin. Right. But there was another buck I was thinking about, because at Jaipur, they took us on a tour, and they showed us some geodesic domes. Bucky, or Buckminster Fuller, was a famous American architect who designed a geodesic dome. It's actually one in Albany over here. So they're probably the only two buildings which look alike from India and here. And he was actually a great fan of Swami Vivekananda's writings. And Swami Vivekananda in India once wrote, don't judge a man by the great deeds, by the greatness of his actions, but by what he does day to day and his common life. So I thought about that's really important quote, because all of us in our life at some time we're going to do something great. And so politicians, everyone else, all of us, we're going to win something, and that's nothing. But don't judge me by that. Judge me by what I do day to day. The second thing I thought about was also, Buckminster Fuller once said that if you devote your life to the greatest good of man, then the universe will always support you. You won't know it, because if you're in politics and you're doing something, or you're in public life, or you're in medicine, you're in engineering, whatever field you do, if you think, how come I didn't get this award, I didn't get nominated, I didn't do this, don't worry, because if you keep doing your work for the greater good of man, the universe will always look after you, but it only comes in the nick of time, like today. So thank you to the Indian Aucklander. Thank you to all of you. I didn't write a speech, but I went, because they told me you only have like 3 minutes, so I think I'm on 3 minutes now. And thank you very much. I'm really humbled and honored.
Thanks once again, Dr. Sharad Paul.
Could I please request Mr. Bhav Dillon for the vote of thanks for tonight? Thank you. While we do that, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't this been an amazing night? Can we have a round of applause then?
Don't worry, the food's coming.
I know I'm standing between you and the dinner, so I'm going to take very little time. On behalf of the team at Indian Weekend, I would like to thank all the dignitaries, community leaders, winners, and guests for gracing today's occasion. A big thank you to the Right Honourable Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand, who's come here and graced the occasion. So, Madam, thank you very much. I would also like to thank the High Commissioner of India, His Excellency Sanjeev Kohli, and his wife Ruma Kohli for gracing the occasion. I would also like to thank all the ministers, member parliaments, and dignitaries here, and also my honorary council, equivalent of Fiji, Mr. Harish Lodhia. In a wider perspective, I would like to thank both the governments of New Zealand and India for all the help in assisting us with this event. And a special mention of thanks to Minister Suresh Prabhu, who had to cancel his visit today, but was kind enough to send his video message. This event would also not have been possible without our partners and supporters, whose speeches, videos, and logos you would have experienced during this event. For those who know me, I'm sharing a fact. My personal involvement in the affairs of Indian Weekender is minimal, but the amazing team here, never fails to amaze me with all the great innovative multimedia journalism they continue to produce on a daily basis. Hence, I would like to thank my team who work tirelessly behind the scenes to produce that weekly magazine and the minute-by-minute news on social media and on digital things. So I would like to thank Sandeep, Swati, Mahesh, Rizwan, Anurag, Yasmin, and Rohan, who all have had many sleepless nights to make this event a possibility. And I would also like to thank their families for bearing with them during this time. And in the end, I would like to thank Sky City for helping the team achieve the look and feel and the required hospitality for the event. And with this, we bring the formal part of the event to a close. Dinner would be served. Please feel free to mix and mingle, and we'll see you in 2019. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhav Dillon. Congratulations again to all the winners, and well done on your achievements. We wish you all more success in the coming years.
Thank you. And the Prime Minister has kindly agreed for some photos. So photographs can be taken outside with the Prime Minister in the lobby for the next 10 minutes. And coming up next, we've got a Bhangra dance performance by the Sanj Sports and Cultural Group. Give it up for the Bhangra girls.
Give it up. We're going to take this down.
ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਐ ਮੇਰੀ ਨਾ ਸੁਣਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਲੈ ਲਈ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਪਰ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਚੁੰਨੀਆਂ ਲੈ ਲਈ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਪਰ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵਾਰੀ ਦੱਸੀ ਗੱਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ
नशे से चढ़ गई कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई नशे से चढ़ गई कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई उड़ती पतंग जैसे मस्त मलंग जैसे मस्त से चढ़ गई हमको तुरंत ऐसे लगती करंट जैसे निकला वारंट जैसे अभी तेरा होने जैसे डोरंट जैसे नशे से चढ़ गई कुड़ी नशे से चढ़ गई पतंग से लड़ गई कुड़ी पतंग से लड़ गई Love me, are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me 'cause I want you and I need you and I'm down for you always keep me. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me 'cause I want you and I need you and I'm down for you.
ਅੱਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਆਪਰਾਡਾ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਆ ਟਾਡਾ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਕਾਲੀ ਰੇਂਜ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਬੈਲੀ ਤਾਰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚਿਹਰਾ ਦਿਸਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਸਾਖ ਛੱਡ ਆਈ 40 ਗੋਰੀ ਜੱਟੀ ਘੁੰਮੇ ਬੈਂਟਲੀ ਚ ਕਾਲੀ ਪਰਾਡਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਹਰ ਸਾਹ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾਮ ਬੋਲੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਜੱਟਾ ਜੱਟੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਹਰ ਸਾਹ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾਮ ਬੋਲੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਜੱਟਾ ਜੱਟੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਚਰਖਾ ਡਾਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਚਰਖਾ ਡਾਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਦਾ ਜੱਟ ਨਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਵੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਭਾਂਡਾ ਭੱਜ ਗਿਆ ਏ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਭਾਂਡਾ ਭੱਜ ਗਿਆ ਏ ਸਾਡਾ ਦਿਲ ਤੂੰ ਤੋੜਿਆ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਲੇਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਏ ਜੀਨਾ ਲੇਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਏ ਜੀਨਾ ਲੇਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਏ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਇਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੱਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਤਣੇ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੀ ਉਡੀਕਨੀ ਗਿਣ 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 ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਵੀਕਨੀ ਇਹ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੱਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਅੱਜ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਇਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੱਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਵਾਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਇਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੱਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ
ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚ ਬਦਲੋ ਨੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੱਕ ਨਾ ਮਰੋੜਾ ਕਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੱਚ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਬਿੱਲੂ ਰੱਖ ਸਾਂਭ ਕੇ ਨੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ ਤੜਕ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚ ਬਦਲੋ ਨੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੱਕ ਨਾ ਮਰੋੜਾ ਕਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚ ਬਦਲੋ ਨੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੱਕ ਨਾ ਮਰੋੜਾ ਕਾ ਜਾਵੇ
Ooh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, now thank you once again for being patient and being here tonight. This would not have been possible without our major sponsors, SIT, NIB, Singapore Airlines and Barfoot and Thompson. Now I'm sure you're all hungry and looking forward to a delicious dinner served tonight, so you guys can go out and grab your meals.
Yeah.
Have a great evening. I've been Tara Mahombe and
thank you so much. Be safe, drive safe, enjoy your night. Thank you.
See you in 2019. Good night.
तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो तड़पने पे मेरे नाम फिर तुम हंसोगे तड़पने पे मेरे नाम फिर तुम हंसोगे कभी दिल किसी से लगा कर तो देखो तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो कर तो देखो मगर एक बार आज़मा कर तो देखो ज़माने को अपना बना कर तो देखा ज़माने को अपना बना कर तो देखा हमें भी तुम अपना बना कर तो देखो तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राह में आकर तो देखो तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो खुदा के लिए छोड़ दो ये पर्दा खुदा के लिए छोड़ दो ये पर्दा कि है आज हम तुम नहीं गैर कोई कि है आज हम तुम नहीं गैर कोई शबे वस्ल भी तरफ जफाए बहुत की बहुत जुल्म खाए जफाए बहुत की बहुत जुल्म खाए हमेशा हुए देख कर मुझको बरहम हमेशा हुए देख कर मुझको बरहम किसी दिन जरा मुस्कुरा कर तो देखो तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो तड़पने पे मेरे नाम फिर तुम हंसोगे तड़पने पे मेरे नाम फिर तुम हंसोगे कभी दिल किसी से लगा कर तुम्हें दिल लगी भूल जानी पड़ेगी मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो मोहब्बत की राहों में आकर तो देखो Thank you.
song, guys. Here we go.
ये काली काली आंखें, ये गोरे गोरे गाल, ये तीखी तीखी नजरें, ये हिरनी जैसी चाल, ये काली काली आंखें, ये गोरे गोरे गाल, ये तीखी तीखी नजरें, ये हिरनी जैसी चाल, देखा जो तुझे जानो हुआ है बुरा, ये काले काले आंखें, ये गोरे गोरे गाल, ये दिखी दिखी नजरें, ये हिरनी जैसी चाल। Here we go. सिखाने लगी
खैरों की बाहों में इतला के जाने लगी
ये तेरी बेरुदी मुझको सताने लगी छोड़ो जी छोड़ो सनम दिल अपनी छोड़ो सनम नाजुक है दिल है मेरा दिल को ना तोड़ो सनम दिल को ना तोड़ो सनम ये लंबी लंबी रातें आकर ले मुलाकातें जाने क्यों दिल में तेरा ही होना चाहे गुस्से में लाल दाकर ये काला करेगा ये काली काली आंखें ये गोरे गोरे गाल ये देखी देखी सपने ये दी जैसी चाल
Thank you guys. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of the evening. Thank you very much. We had pleasure performing for you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.